You know, in so many communities, mental health is that one conversation that everyone just seems to avoid. Well, today, we're looking at this incredible blueprint from one church that decided to stop whispering and start building a real system of care. So let's dive in and see how they actually did it.
It's a huge question, isn't it? For a lot of people, faith communities are this amazing source of support, but they can also be places where talking about any kind of mental struggle feels, well, totally taboo. We're going to explore how one community decided to tackle this exact challenge head-on.
So where did it all begin? It started with one single courageous conversation. In a Filipino church community in Surrey, they made a decision to stop avoiding the topic, and they dedicated an entire meeting to talking about mental health.
Okay, so right from the get-go, they established the super important foundation. This is about caring for the whole person. That means body, mind, and spirit. Just that simple agreement completely shifted the conversation from one of judgment to one of compassion, and it really set the stage for everything else that was about to follow.
So, with that foundation of compassion in place, they could finally confront the biggest hurdle of all, stigma. They went right at that deeply ingrained idea that mental struggle is some kind of personal or spiritual failing, and they started reframing it as what it really is, a health issue.
And you know, they were really honest about their specific cultural background, acknowledging that in Filipino culture, these challenges are often ignored or misunderstood. Wow. That admission was a massive step toward actually changing the narrative for good.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. You can see the transformation they were going for. It's this fundamental shift, right? Moving from viewing struggle as a moral failure to seeing it as a health concern, from a lack of faith to just a part of our holistic health. This is the big move from shame and silence to support and open dialogue.
And to really drive this point home, the group looked back at their own foundational texts. They pointed out that famous figures like Hannah, Elijah, and Job, they all went through these profound moments of despair and anguish. It was this powerful reminder that mental struggle isn't some new modern failing. It's a timeless part of the human experience.
So once they tackled the stigma, the next big question was, okay, now what? How do we actually help? And that's where they embraced a holistic approach, recognizing that real support requires a whole lot more than just prayer.
And they were super clear about this. Prayer is absolutely vital, but it's not meant to be a passive replacement for action. It's the starting point that has to lead to tangible, practical, and compassionate care for one another. It's really faith being put into action.
Okay, this is where it gets really creative. The community started brainstorming this amazing toolkit of practical ways they could build real, effective systems of support and weave them directly into the fabric of their church life.
And that right there is the big aha moment. They realized the answer wasn't some big, formal, top-down mental health program. No, instead, it was about creating a web of intentional connections, all these small, consistent actions that together build a culture of genuine care.
I mean, just look at the range of ideas they came up with. It's incredible. It goes from the really structured stuff like inviting professionals to speak to something as beautifully simple as intentionally sitting with someone new at a potluck. You've got wellness hikes, women's ministry sleepovers. The common thread through all of it was just being intentional in everything they do.
And then you get to this one, which I just love, laughter therapy. One of the members actually explained the science behind it, how even if you force a laugh, it can trigger the release of endorphins and lower your stress hormones. It's such a simple, accessible tool that literally anyone can use to boost their well-being. What a creative and uplifting idea.
Look, a great conversation is one thing, but this community was all about follow-through. They were totally committed to making it mean something. So they moved from brainstorming ideas to building a concrete, actionable plan to make sure these ideas actually became a reality.
And here's the plan they landed on. Super clear, super practical. They committed to 5 key steps. First, educate the community with professional speakers. Second, connect people in small, safe support groups. Third, welcome everyone intentionally. Fourth, keep doing those wellness activities. And finally, and this is so important, learn how to truly listen by training members in that profound skill of active listening.
And in the end, the whole discussion came full circle. It ended with a prayer, not just for those who are struggling, but for the entire community, a prayer for guidance in their mission to become a place of genuine safety, understanding, and care.
This story is just such a powerful blueprint. It really makes you think, whether it's a church, a book club, your workplace, or just a group of friends. What's the first small, courageous step your community could take to start this exact same conversation?